Oh shit, we recording. What up though? What up, D?
Hey.
This is C.
I'm always caught off guard. This is D.
And this is Black Meets World. What's happening?
Wow, so we haven't done an episode with just the two of us in many months.
You want to speak into the mic though?
Oh, sorry.
Thanks.
It's moving. I don't know what to say. Sorry.
I was gonna say a joke about this microphone. And you.
Don't do it.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone.
Thank you.
Yeah, yo, it's good to see you, D. It's been a long ass summer. Yo, we took summer off. That's basically what happened.
So just so you
and a little bit of April and May.
We posted the Insecure episode last week because we wanted that to be more timely and fresh, and the finale was a couple weeks ago. But we wanted to take time and just like give y'all a brief tour of where we've been since April, essentially,
and what we on right now. Yeah,
right. So yeah, my life got a little crazy in April and May. I kind of overextended myself and couldn't record, and then C decided to celebrate her month for a whole celebrate her birthday for a whole month, and then it was right, and then it was my birthday for a whole month, and then July and August came and went. So here we are.
I know. So let's talk about the podcast. All right, so we got interns. God bless them. Right? So we did take a hiatus, but we definitely wanted to come back full throttle and make sure that you feel the difference with the podcast. We're growing. We want you guys to definitely like spread the word and tell us what you want to hear. We have amazing listeners who tell us, that we're doing, we're doing something good and they want to hear more from us. So that helps. But also at the same time, hey, we brought some music. We got a little intro happening. We got a little social media manager on the team, and it feels good. And outside of that, my summer, as Dee pointed out, yeah, I did have a birthday. I turned 30 years old this year. It was my 30th time around the sun. I started with what the fuck I do? I went to the fight. I went to the fight in Vegas. Saw Canelo win. I'm a Canelo fan. Shout out to Mexico.
Really?
Fuck
you
Trump.
Watch boxing?
Yeah, nigga. What you trying to say?
Literally nothing other than asking you a question.
It was cool. I had floor seats. It was cool. I saw Canelo fight.
I have floor seats.
I came back. Then I was able to have a dinner party where I had a cannabis infused dinner with some friends. And
the dinner party
dope.
was lit, y'all. She had me at a strip club on a Tuesday night, and
I forgot about that.
I genuinely didn't understand how that happened, because y'all know.
So this is the differences between our lives.
Yeah, I'll be in bed.
Because I'm like, this is a regular ass Tuesday night when I was like 23, 24, 25.
I have Smooth in an Uber with like 18 people, and we went to a strip club on a Tuesday.
It was not an Uber. It was my Neo. And she drove and she dropped us off at the strip club.
And that exactly
that's why it was 18 people in an Uber.
Tells you
in her car.
How the night was going.
So yeah, I had 25 of my closest friends at the party. And basically I had my homies chef it up. We had 4 different courses, different meals. It was Asian and Caribbean and African infused dishes, and they had cannabis infused into the meals, and we had a bar and all kinds of stuff. It was a great time. And then afterwards we went to the booty club, because that's the way I celebrate my birthday.
I went home early because I was tired, but then C turned around and went to Ibiza.
Oh yeah, I went to Ibiza,
and then Atlanta
for a soca festival. And then I went to Atlanta and celebrated part 3 of my birthday.
It felt like part 45.
And I had an adult field day. It was great. I got an Airbnb. I rented out a house. Ended up going back to the house. It was a big ass house party. It was excellent. The love was palpable. I loved it. My friends, family, everybody who helped me celebrate was amazing. It was love all around. It was a great time.
Right. And then it was my birthday.
Shout out to June.
Shout out to June. I hit my quarter century. I originally, my birthday present to myself was going to Europe, and then I ended up going to Miami as well on like a super cheap flight. My friend's auntie has the Hilton hookup, and we just were out there. It was also the Black Film Festival, American Black Film Festival, so we got to kick it with pretty much like the cast of Insecure, of Queen Sugar. It was dope. It was nice. A really great birthday time. And then a week and a half later, I flew to Germany. So I went to Germany, Switzerland,
that's amazing.
Italy, Austria.
Damn.
Liechtenstein.
I didn't know this.
And,
How
yeah.
was it?
It was incredible. It was like a really, really packed 9 days, but it was totally worth it. We stayed in Rome, Munich, Frankfurt, and Lucerne, and Engelberg, and in Switzerland. And it was just like a life-changing experience. I loved Switzerland so much, and I think that just going abroad always gives you perspective about what's going on in your own life, but also like what other countries are doing, and just giving you exposure. Even though we were in a lot of touristy areas, we did get to meet with a lot of local people, and we did a lot of like, we went to a vineyard in Italy, and the guy that owned it only spoke Italian, and he was just telling us stories.
Sounds
and
about right.
it was the middle of Italy, kind of wine country. And so it was cool kind of getting off the beaten path, so to speak, of getting to know some local people and just local traditions and that kind of thing. So Europe was awesome. And then you went to Essence while I was there.
Essence was dope.
Right. And you met Tasha.
From Insecure. I met Tasha from Insecure. I love Essence. I believe every black person at least once in their lifetime should experience certain things. Essence is one of those. Essence Festival is basically a big black family reunion that takes place in New Orleans every year around 4th of July weekend, late June, early July. Another thing is Carnival in Trinidad and Tobago, or at least in one of the islands. Every black person should experience Juve and Carnival Monday and Carnival, and Fat Tuesday, Carnival Tuesday.
Right.
Essence was dope. I love it. Shit. I love that shit, man.
We're trying to go next year. We saw Girls Trip. I feel like all of my girlfriends saw Girls Trip, and we were like, okay, we're going to go to Essence.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I had really, really high expectations for Girls Trip because I heard about it before I saw it. And then I saw it and I was like, oh, it was cool. But it was still a good movie.
I think it was just really homegirl.
I thought it'd be funnier
Haddish,
and better.
Tiffany
Haddish.
Yeah. She's hilarious.
She is my spirit animal. She was a little much on the movie, which was cool, but she is out of control. I love her.
I think she's
made such
that
a
movie
clown.
what it was, and I appreciated her character.
My booty hole.
You never heard of what's she call it? What was the thing with the grapefruit? What's it called?
Grapefruiting or something.
Grapefruiting. Anyway, so Essence was dope. What'd you do after that?
Okay, so I love New Orleans. It's one of my favorite cities. I was there like a couple weeks ago too. I have a lot of good friends I made down there. My friend just actually bought a house, so she had like a housewarming / Essence Festival / we go to other events that take place. So like there's this like annual lobster boil that happens. So all you do is bring your lobster and they cook it for you, and they have all the fixings that are in a boil: the corn, the potatoes. They have sides. It was amazing. And it's at a pool. It's amazing. It's foundation called Coterie. It's like these Creole boys who basically create this organization that do it every year. Yeah, so it was beautiful. I didn't do really anything else. Where else have I been?
Well, in August I went to St. Thomas. And shout out to St. Thomas and pray for all of the islands who are getting hit right now by these insane hurricanes. I feel like we've never witnessed a hurricane season like this, at least not in my lifetime. I feel like, hurricane season existed, but now we're seeing so much devastation. And so in August, actually, if y'all are avid listeners, last year we had on my friend Hannah, who told the story about how her and her now husband Chris met, and they met during Hurricane Sandy, and so they had a drink called Hurricane Sandy that had us all on our ass for the whole wedding day. And we went down for the wedding, and it was dope. It was my first friends vacation where all of my people my age without our parents were all in one dope place doing whatever the fuck. And so
I like how you put that without our parents.
You know what I'm saying?
I've never been on vacation with my parents out of the country, except
what?
I wouldn't consider me going back to Kenya. That's where I'm from. I wouldn't consider that vacation. That's just I'm going home. Right. Also, my parents have just never we didn't vacation as a family.
Oh, see, I always vacationed with my parents, and so this. I mean, now I travel by myself, of course.
I love that. No, it's a spectrum.
Yeah, but this was the first one with just us as our group of friends, so it was lit. It was absolutely lit, and it was amazing.
Good for you. I feel like destination weddings are the groove. I went to 3 destination weddings last year, 2 in Jamaica, one in DR. There's a destination wedding this December in Kenya, in Nairobi. Another destination wedding in Mombasa, Kenya, in January. My really close friend is getting married in Italy in March. My other friend is getting married in DR in February. I'm in a wedding in Jacksonville, Florida. And both of these folks don't live in no damn Florida.
Girl, aren't you tired?
February, yeah, I'm in that wedding too. So I like, for real, gotta like put up money. It's just a lot of destination weddings. And I'm like, it's exciting, but it's also like, and also our friend Cassie got married in Puerto Rico in June. It's exciting, but it's also like, okay, it's a vacation. It's some money. That's a resort. That's a gift. Because, you know, they still expect a gift.
Well, I just feel like it's
a dress. It's like, you got
not everybody can do it. It's
multiples. Yeah.
And I think they'll be the two out of like that group of friends that has a destination wedding. I don't know.
Life happens in waves.
I think that they
at 30, you're gonna see a lot more weddings happening.
Ciao.
Our engineer Ty is over here nodding like, yeah, that's just true.
So we'll see. And then I don't know. The end of the summer is kind of low key. I went to Martha's Vineyard, and then I was in Philly.
Oh, how was Martha's Vineyard? You just skated over there.
I mean, yeah.
Dee also was front row at the U.S. Open. She also was at the opening games for the Giants. She also was at what else she been at? That was super duper. If I'm lying, let me find a lie.
I was not at the front row of the U.S. Open. I took my mother to the first rounds, and we did happen to see Venus, and that was awesome.
Oh, she was a few rows back. Excuse me, I'm so sorry for misspeaking.
The next day, I did go to a preseason football game of the Jets and the Eagles.
Oh, okay.
And a couple weeks ago, I went to an NYCFC soccer games, New York City Football Club, which was fun. It was my first time at Yankee Stadium. I've never been to a Yankee game, but that was my first time at the stadium.
Doesn't your grandmother have a street named after her in the Bronx? And this is the first time you've ever been to Yankee Stadium?
You are the absolute most annoying person I know.
I'm just stating facts. I just let me know.
It's actually funny because the street is not far from Yankee Stadium.
I'm done with you.
But I've never been to a baseball game there. So if y'all trying to, hook us up with some Yankees tickets, let us know. And now it's September, where I plan to be in my house. We just reactivated our Blue Apron account, and so I will be going home almost every other day to make dinner and stay home peacefully. So yeah,
you're such a homebody. I love it.
I'm out in the summer, but like when it's time to be in the house, I'm gonna just be in the house. But I think, we mentioned this earlier, but we have 2 young interns who are also actually like in college. And, C and I don't know if y'all have noticed, but we're super busy. And we needed people to kind of help us organize, to get us on new platforms, to help us kind of revamp. And they pretty much pushed us to do all of those things and keep us accountable. And so we really wanted to thank them and shout them out.
Shout out to Asia and Amani. Y'all are the best.
Y'all's hard work, you monitoring and keeping us together and letting us know our action items and timelines. We just really appreciate you guys, and we genuinely cannot say that enough.
And because we took this hiatus, we coming back with fire because of them. So
right,
so we wanted to give you guys a quick update on our lives, what's been going on, why you haven't heard from us in a minute.
Word.
And also where the podcast is going, because we want to grow. We want to hear more and show more Black stories, Black and brown stories, people who are doing amazing things. Yesterday, I was in a I guess a panel focus group, and we met a young Black soon to be neurosurgeon, and it's just like, there's so many beautiful examples of Black people doing cool shit, and we want to make sure we highlight that and bring it to Black Meets World so y'all can hear and hear their perspective on what's going on in their lives and their industry, how they got to that point, because a lot of us have great stories, and we want to also share the Black experience, but also hear what influences them and what they're reading, and also similarities that we all share with as a people.
Right. So with that said, if you guys have anybody who you think we should be highlighting on the podcast, please let us know. Like I said, our interns are now keeping us accountable with responding to emails and social media, and so if you reach out, we will do our best to respond in an actual time. Yeah, we will be responding. So let us know if you have people you think should be on here. if you yourself should be on here. We are definitely looking to expand and to keep you guys as close to the process as possible, so that, you know, we get as many perspectives as possible.
Y'all gonna get Wheezy from this podcast called Horrible Decisions.
Oh, girl. Yeah, you mentioned this.
I met her out. So first of all, I got put onto her podcast by my friend. They're like, it's called Horrible with WHORE.
Right.
They off the chain. But I met Wheezy at a party and we just started like vibing, and I was like, yo, you should be on our podcast. Cause they are uncut. They talk about every and anything. Their slogan is they are professional women who enjoy sucking fill in the blank on the weekends. I've never in my life, listened to anything so raw and like, shameless, and I appreciate their perspective. And I was like, yo, we have a lot of cool folks we gonna have on the show soon. So y'all keep in touch, keep listening, keep letting us know what you want to hear. Yeah,
I think we should end with a work story, because I feel like
go
bringing
for it,
it back to that.
Shit, just triggered something within me.
So, for those of you who have been listening, y'all know I'm transitioning and going natural. So, I typically have had braids, but more recently, I just decided that I was tired of having single braids. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of maintenance. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to throw some crochet twists in and see what it looks like. So I put the crochets in. I've so far gotten some, fairly positive reviews. I personally am not used to them yet. They're kind of big, but I'm working with it. So I went to work this week, and on a couple days ago, I was sitting in a meeting with 3 other white men and some people on the phone and whatever, and my boss is in the meeting, and one of the men reaches out and touches my hair during the meeting.
I want to fight.
And it was one of those moments. Y'all know how you're watching something and they freeze. Like, literally when you're watching Insecure and Issa goes to the mirror and says all the raps, that was me. I was like...
Slow motion light.
I was like, I'm about to lose my job right now. Like, this is either I address it and it comes out terribly, or I just walk out of the room. Like, I didn't know what to do.
What did he say when he did it?
Nothing. Because it was during the meeting. Like, there were, other people weren't speaking.
Anyone else see it?
No. Not to my knowledge. Because he was sitting right next to me. He was sitting like where not
a slow caress, or was it like a quick, I just want to see what it feels like?
Quick, I just want to see what it feels like. It was like he kind of pulled one of the twists, but you could see that he felt it and then let it go. And
ready to fight.
It wasn't acceptable. And I still might address it. And the reason that I might address it is because it's someone who I know personally. He's someone that I've known during my tenure of interning and also working full-time at my job. And I think part of it...
He's your friend, it sounds like.
We have a personal relationship. And so I think that he felt that would be okay because of the relationship that we have. And because of that, I feel...
His age?
His 40s.
Married?
No.
He's an older white male, though.
Yeah. I feel like I will be within my bounds to explain to him why it wasn't okay. If it was somebody, I don't think that somebody else would have done that. And so because it was him, I feel like I can address it. And it won't be crazy, and it won't be awkward. I'll just be able to go in and say, look, this is what you did, and this is why that's not acceptable. This is how I felt about it. And we can keep it moving.
White folks truly don't understand that you can't touch another person's hair.
I am not an exhibit. If you would like to see something that you've never seen before, carry your ass to one of the hundreds of museums in New York City and go take a look. And even there, you can't touch things.
It's the inherent concept that nothing is off limits.
Yeah, that I can just reach out and do
look at it, so interesting.
And the thing is, we don't do that.
It's just so big and oh my god. You know what? I think that it's is that a weave? This is what happened when I was with my coworker. He said to her, "I really like your weave." It was a compliment.
I was
at a conference last week in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Did she actually have a weave?
She had on the artificial dreads. What are they called?
Faux locks.
Faux locks. She had faux locks. And he came up to her. We were at the bar. It was social hour. He came up to her at the bar. I was standing right next to her. And he says with a smile on his face, "I really like your weave." because that is a compliment in his mind.
There's just like, there's at least though there was a.
The thing is, it's never okay. But
it's never okay. But
the idea is
a work setting.
It was a work setting. We were with like this was everyone. It was a work event, a work outing. Okay. We went to a distillery and we were at the bar. Everything is networking. Everything is talking about business at the end of the day.
Okay, I thought you were like out on your own time.
No. This is another person in the industry.
It never justifies it. I'm just trying to figure out the context in which people do these things and think it's okay. And I just like there's no bounds. Like you at work can just go.
And out of his own like ignorance, he didn't know that was not a compliment.
Right. And I don't. It's a really hard thing because I came home and I was telling. I hit the group text.
I wish there was like a rule book, like children get at an early age.
And I was telling people, and I was just like, what are you supposed to do here? Like, I feel like we talk about these things, and the pro Black women blogs of the world will say, "Oh, girl, you should have gone off," and the professionalism is like, "Oh, you have to stay in your lane," and then there's no way to win at that moment, and you have to
at the moment. No, but I think as you become more mature. You can have a mature conversation on why that's wrong. It's like any other wrongdoing in the workplace. We're not necessarily like you all are friends, yes, but we're not necessarily friends. So I want to make sure in a respectable place, you don't feel comfortable to do that to a person who truly you are not. Yeah, you don't know. You're not friends with.
I'm now looking out for you to make sure that you don't put yourself in a position.
But also at a self-respect standpoint, I want to let you know that it's not okay to do that in general.
Right.
You know how they have there's not a lot of people who might live in New York, but if you live in New York, they have these things on the subways that basically have what is common courtesy. It's don't do the man spread if you're sitting down. Like if you're sitting next to other people, don't do the man spread. Make room and make it comfortable people sitting around you. Or if you have food on the train, don't open that shit up. Like no one wants to smell your 3-day-old Chinese food. Or more importantly, if you are on the train, it's not showtime. Don't be performing or having loud speakers that everyone else can hear on the train. It's the same with Black people. I feel like there needs to be rules because apparently the broad culture does not understand Black culture. Whereas, please do not touch my hair. I am not a pet. I do not want to be petted. And a lot of people don't understand what the offense is, but when you put it into context of, I feel like I'm an animal at a zoo, they're like, oh, I didn't think about that.
But also,
that way.
We don't do those things to them.
That's not the point.
I know,
but we live in a duality. We live in the culture of them, and we also have our own culture that they don't understand or they don't have entrance into. Right?
You're right.
It should be another thing. Hey, if you see a black woman, it's probably not good to put angry and black and woman in the same sentence. Or when it comes to talking to a Black person who's in a professional environment or regarding another Black person in a professional environment, it's probably good not to use she was so articulate. She was so well spoken.
Right.
I was so surprised at how, she was able to convey her point. What the fuck did you expect? What was your expectation before they walked in?
Right.
It's just small things that I feel like, just a humorous way of
write a handbook about it. We should. Maybe we should write a book that says things not to do at work. Oh my God. Even, oh man, girl. We were talking about shows because, C and I work in media and whatever, and somebody came by, we were talking about shows, and a white male comes over, and he said, what show I really love on Netflix? I kid you not, this shit took me so much by surprise. He said, Dear White People. I said, do you?
He said that because you're Black?
Child, I don't know. But I genuinely felt that he liked the show. He said it's hilarious. I said, is it? I was like, yeah, it's also very real.
Yeah, I was like, and it's also accurate.
Yeah, it's it's great. Because it's true. And he was like, oh, it's
not fiction. I mean, it is fiction, nigga, but
learn the lesson. Don't let it go over your head just because you're entertained.
Dear White People had a great episode when homie was at the house party of one of the brothers of whatever white fraternity, right. And he was saying nigga in a rap song. He was like, yo, nigga, yo, dude, we're cool, we're friends, but don't say that shit. And he was like, what you mean? It's just a song. Why are you being so offended? He was like, yo, don't say the N-word. And it caused this huge uproar. And it's why do you think that you can have everything? Why in your mind do you think the history of this word, but yet again, you feel that it's an antiquated philosophy that if you say it, why can't I say it?
Yeah.
Because you think that everything belongs to you. You have an issue owning the issue of having rights to everything. And that's a problem that goes back into your own culture. You don't understand other cultures because you believe everyone should adapt to yours.
Even last night, we were at the focus group and we were in a meeting room where the door was closed. And somebody walked in.
Didn't even knock. He just straight up opened the door.
And he just walked in and was like, oh, I just wanted to see who was in here.
Opened the door, proceeded to stick his head in and look at every single person in the room to make sure he understood exactly what was happening. Because he's probably never seen that many black people in the room before either.
Well.
But for the fact that he thought he could do that. What if we were in the middle of like an actual like discussion?
Well, it was like you wouldn't do that during business hours. You know, just because it's 7:30 p.m. and not 3 p.m. Like, you wouldn't do that normally. So why do you feel the need to act differently or out of character because you might see a person of color? I don't know. And just contextually, I feel like we are so conditioned to having to explain things to them. And
that's what it is.
It's fine.
You hit the nail on the head. I realized recently I'm tired of explaining myself.
And the thing about Insecure is that it doesn't do that.
It doesn't explain. Blackish explains things.
Yes.
Insecure does not. Yeah. Insecure is like, I'm black. I got a shirt that says nigga. What's up? I love that shirt. I'm going to buy it. I think
there's certain shows that like kind of cross. There's some inside jokes for us, but they do take the time to explain. But Insecure is one of the few shows I've watched where everything is an inside joke for us. Even if white people watch the show and they like it, they are missing things because they just don't know. And it's not made for them. So whatever. Anyway, that was our work story for the week. I do plan to address it, and I will let y'all know how that goes.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
So yeah, we just wanted to give you guys a quick recap about where you go. We're still oppressed. You know, shout out to our also white friends who listen. We appreciate y'all too.
We like people who are aware. And all right, what is the word for like a person who believes in the equality of both, of all races, not just both races, but all races. And by both, I was, doing the like comparison of black to white. But like if you're talking about the equality of both genders, that is the concept of feminism, right? Which is also problematic because it deals with like white women, but nonetheless, I'm a womanist, just for the record. But what is the word that could be created for like a term for like believing in the equality of both or all races? I said it should be called blackist.
Right.
All right, agree if you do. But anyway.
Speaking of that, by the time this episode airs, all of our black lead casting shows will be back. So This Is Us, Empire.
Is Empire already on?
No. Scandal. It doesn't. Scandal and
I wouldn't know.
Well, but I'm saying by the time
when does Atlanta come back?
By the time this episode is on, and How to Get Away with Murder will all be back on. Blackish, I think, premieres.
Shout out to Shonda Rhimes for taking her talents to Netflix.
Yeah, I saw that. I think Blackish premieres the week after on like October 4th. I want to say. I don't know when Atlanta comes back, but anyway, keep your eyes out for all the blackness that we're experiencing on TV because we definitely don't have enough of it in the media and the news. There will at some point be a conversation about what's happening in the world in terms of politics, but we don't have the energy for that right now.
No.
45 is essentially letting the world go to shit. And
he just spoke yesterday at the UN,
basically
saying he wanted to obliterate North Korea.
Speaks every day.
Nigga, did you just discover North Korea existed? Get the fuck out the way.
Every day, and it's a tragedy.
You know what? For self-care, I refuse to expend any more energy or air.
Yeah.
On speaking his existence or what he's doing right now.
All right, cool. So we're like officially back. Check us out on Sundays. You can find us on all of our social media that our interns have stepped our game up on Twitter.
Call them our social media managers and
our social. Well, they're like our managers also.
I love them. They're people. We love you guys.
Okay, our managers.
Yeah,
that's literally
our podcast managers.
Yes, they manage all of our things, email and social and time. So
YouTube, everything.
Yeah, check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, Stitcher, iTunes,
everywhere you can find podcasts.
Email us at gmail.com.
Yeah, please email us. Let us know what you want to hear. Also podcasts, like leave us some on the podcast app, leave us some reviews. We love to hear that shit.
Leave us some reviews.
And it helps us grow and helps like you be able to like hear some more cooler shit, man. I feel real LA with that. More cooler shit, man. You know what I'm saying?
What the hell is more cooler?
Nigga, don't ruin my moment.
And with that, good night.